think I'm going to start with Mr. Charles. I don't think the other panelists can hear me. So thank you so much for joining us for our seventh session on this series. Last week we talked a bit about how our countries would be under women's leadership. This week we are focusing more on whether women are in politics are over-sexualized. So my first question is, why are rumors about affairs and relationships more common for female leaders? Mr. Charles, you could begin that for me. Thank you.
Okay. Today is like the panel is left for me alone.
Seems
That's
like.
fine. Well, when people start sexualizing or taking it so personal with people's sexual lives, I tend to wonder a bit because no matter what, the person is also a human being. And so
Yeah.
if someone decides to have a relationship with someone, if it doesn't affect their job, why should it become a problem?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So personally, when we bring people's personal lives, which does not in any way affect their output, I think that we are making a bit of a mistake. And so the question as to whether females in politics, rumors about their sexual lives become a problem. I mean, who do they engage with those things with? Is it not men? Or do they do it alone? So why should it be a problem while a woman also goes to have a sexual life and that becomes a problem that you must leave every important thing and be talking about? I think that it doesn't even make any sense to me. Sorry for my words, but I don't think we should leave every other thing and talk about a woman's sexual affair because she holds a position of power. I mean, that's her personal life. If what she does affects her job, then I have the cause to question because I pay the person with my taxes. But
Yeah.
with the person going to have an affair with someone doesn't affect the taxes I pay. Unless she's, of course, using my taxes to be sponsoring people here and there, then I can have a question to ask. But if she wishes to have whatever life she wants to live your life, but do the job. If you can't do the job, get out and go and do whatever other thing you want to do. That's my honest view.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Ebenezer, good evening. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Could you please unmute and
I'm very fine. What about you?
yeah, I'm good myself. Thank you for asking. So we were still on our first question, so I'm just going to throw the question at you and then see what your perspective is on it. So this is the question. Why are rumors about affairs more common for female leaders?
Please come again.
Why are rumors about affairs and relationships more common for female leaders? Why do people more of talk about the affairs of the female leaders more?
Well, I think in the first place, you're a public figure. Okay, so when when such issue comes out, you don't expect people to, just sit and not say anything. Probably people will talk about the issue, and I think and it is right for them to, talk about the issue and find out what the actual problem is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your point is quite different from what Mr. Charles chose to go with. So I think very two different perspectives. Yes. So thank you for that. Would you like to add anything, Mr. Charles? Would you like to bring in your points as opposed to what Mr. Ebenezer said, that it is important that people actually talk about it, as compared to what you said, that it's not people's business. If it's not affecting their job, then you shouldn't talk about it.
Well, people have the right to talk about it. I don't mean it's not our business. I mean, the person is a public servant, it's a public figure. We all look up to the person, okay? But whereas what she does not affect her job, the focus is on why we focus on talking about when women get involved, leaving the men out. That is why I'm going the direction I'm going.
Yeah.
So if it becomes that because she's a woman, let's drag her to the slaughter. But when he is a man, let's leave the issue hanging. That is why I'm going the angle I'm going. So what
I clearly get your point. So I think a fair play should be done here. I think both genders should be treated equally.
Good. So if it's a man, what were the issues involved? Does that person also have the right to have sexual affairs? Yes. Who should she have that or he have that affair with? You can't dictate for the person. Okay. But where that affair contradicts with the person's job, then I have the cause to question why that person should go into that affair. For example, you use public funds to be sponsoring people you are having an affair with, and it comes out. My focus will be on the money, the public funds you are spending, and not the affair you are having.
Yeah.
That would be my worry, because you are wasting my taxes. You can have your affair, that is fine. Whether you were a man or a woman, you can have your affair, that is fine. But if you are having your affair, make sure you are doing the job you are being paid to do. If you think it's good for your own reputation to be sleeping around with whoever you want to, go ahead. Just know that people are watching you and people may look up to you as a role model. That is also something you have to be considering as you climb the ladder of leadership. But my problem is when it becomes like when women are involved, it is wrong. But when men do it, it is normal. That is where I disagree.
Yeah. Okay. I would also like to add my take.
Yeah.
I feel like it's because of our culture as a people and as Africans, it's more polygamous on the guy's side. So it's more of normal. It's something that, oh, we see this every time, in families, in communities, in societies, it's the norm. But on the ladies' part, we are not really used to it. So it gets a more bit of attention compared to the guy's side. So I think it's culture too. It's how, we do things as a people. Would anybody like to add anything, or should we move on to the next question? Good evening, Princess. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
I'm Lord. Okay. My name is Ellen, and today is my first time joining. I'm sorry, but
yeah. So you are based in Ghana, I presume?
Yes, based in Ghana.
Okay. Are you a student? Are you a worker?
The latter. I'm a worker.
Okay. Nice to meet you. So we've started with our first question. We are going to move on to the second question, and then I'll give you some time to ease yourself into the conversation, and then I'll start asking you questions. Okay.
Okay. I'm not going to spend so much time, so all right.
Okay, that's fine. So our second question is, do men use sexual allegations as a tool to discredit women? Mr. Nyako, you like to start? I would like you to start, and then Mrs. Ellen would continue for me. Thank you.
Well, I think sometimes, not all the time, sometimes, in our working environments, most of the times, most of our men do, abuse the women sexually. Okay, yeah. Some too do their work diligently in the office without having any sexual business with the female partner. So it's 50-50. That is what I would say.
Okay. Thank you for your input. Miss Sally, would you like to add something to it? Your thoughts?
Okay. You said something. Can you repeat it, please?
The question?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so do men use sexual allegations as a tool to discredit women in politics? Yeah.
In politics.
Yes.
Oh, I'll say yes and no, or probably just the ones who are not um intellectually inclined that we use sexual allegations, because
Mhm.
who doesn't have sexual allegations in quotes? So sometimes I'll say men just want to, in our society, when you talk about sexual symbols, most of the people look at women.
Yeah.
So where the man wants to feel big, he may want to hit hard where it hurts the most.
Yeah.
So the only thing they would love to use is using sexual um whatever to discredit women, or
Mm,
to just want you to be discouraged, because women go through a lot, and there are not much women who can be vocal or want to be part of politics, simply because of the way someone would just say, oh, we use the explicit word, the
yeah.
normal word that people use. I wouldn't want to use that. And it's very sad when we are having intellectual debate, and be instead of the men using the words carefully or trying to be debate well using intelligence, some of them told the lane of using certain words to just discredit women, so that you just feel bored and bad and not want to contribute, or just want to, even if I could remember, there are a lot of women who have quit politics because of these things. I will I would love to mention names, but that's all for now that I can say.
Thank you for your input. I think you're right on so many levels. And Mr. Nyakol also said some of them, yes, as you also mentioned, some who wouldn't like to focus on what you are bringing to the table or what exactly you are saying in the debate, but would rather focus on the sexual part of you. Mr. Charles, would you like to add anything to this?
Yeah, I think they've made quite good points. Thank you for the opportunity. Well, the issue is that I don't see why even people's sexual allegations should be a matter of um, something of a higher debate. I
Mm,
mean, it is the same men that have the sexual relations with the women. So why do they turn around to use it against the women?
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes I don't get it. But it's our society that seems like the men have some sort of advantage over certain things. But yes, men do that because they think that that is the only way they can discredit women. But discrediting someone should not be based on um, something they've done. Having sex or having sexual relations, is it bad? If it's a sin, then we should judge all sins the same. So if the man is also a murderer and the woman also sleeps around, and you say that you are discrediting the woman because she sleeps around, and you are also killing people around, and you are saying that you are using that to discredit the woman, then we are not being fair to the women,
yeah,
because the woman didn't just get up to go and have the sex. It was with a man. But you,
yeah.
a man, you can just get up and kill someone, and it's you alone. So I think that our society needs to relook at some of the things we do and how we do them, and understand that things happen to people and people go through things, and then you can't just use someone, maybe a bad side of someone at a point, to say that that person is not worth for something that is meaningful, even though they can do the job.
Mm, yeah, I like the fact that you hated on the thing that if it's a wrong thing, then it should be judged equally. Because in some senses, those allegations for the men are used like empowerment for them in certain sorts of way. Maybe not necessarily in the higher levels of politics, but in our culture, it's more like, yes, you did that. Congratulations, you've done well. while on the other part it's like you are naughty, you are dirty, you shouldn't have done that, you shouldn't, you see. So it's a whole bunch of, if it is wrong, it should be wrong for everyone. It shouldn't be okay, one is wrong and then the other one is right. So my third question is it harder for women to recover from scandals in politics? And this is to anyone who would like to start. Maybe Mr. Charles or Mr. Ebenezer or Mrs. Ellen. Anyone?
Can I get your question again, please? I'm sorry.
No problem. Is it harder for women to recover from sex scandals in politics?
Of course, it's hard because before you are able, bad news travels faster,
Yeah.
and this is someone, you're a public figure. There are a lot of young girls, there are even men who look up to you. You're a strong woman. Already, the society is not favoring you already. They
Mm-hmm.
wish you wouldn't occupy certain positions. We live in a patriarchal world where the woman's place is second to the man. You always have to be in a certain position. You don't have to acquire certain things. That is
Yeah.
what most people have. Because if you're a woman with ambition, then they'll come like, "I woman, you're not supposed to be too ambitious. And as a
Yeah.
woman, you're supposed to get married. As a woman, you're supposed to have children." They give you a lot for you not to attain certain heights.
Mm.
So when this scandal comes out, everyone, we said it though. You see, look at that. She's now pregnant. Look at her. She's not married.
Yeah.
Look at her. They will carry it like plantain chips until it's finished. It will not even be finished though. The oil will not be done. So, so
It will get finished.
once it's finishing, they are pouring more. So as a woman, when you attend a certain person, oh, she opened her leg to get there.
Yeah.
Oh, she did it to get there. So already you are not in a good position. You are by default like tagged or by default disadvantaged.
Mm.
So when you get into that, it's hard to come out
Yeah.
because I'm chipping in this quickly. The lady who sent the sugar daddy to court. Everyone is now against the lady. I'm not saying whatever transpired, but I am saying that nobody is looking at it from the angle that this man pursued this lady. And a lot of us have had that kind of, let's say, harassment all the
Yeah.
time. A lot of men don't know that even just holding me unaware is harassment. They don't know a lot of things about. They think, somebody held my hair one time, a guy, and I told him you should never do that. Otherwise, whatever I'll do to you wouldn't like. He said, just hair, you are making my fine. And I was like, wow, he doesn't see anything wrong with it. You see, so
Yeah.
we have gone through harassment. She's been through all that, all the trauma, all the things that has gone on with her. But the man has lost his job probably, but he's the hero at the end of the day. So you
Yes.
see, it doesn't favor you as a woman. The society is not favoring you. You by default, by nature, default, you are already not. So when things like that come in, it speaks volume. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Mr. Ebenezer, would you like to add something?
Okay, I think it's quite difficult on the part of women recovering from sex scandal. Women are too emotional, and when the sex allegation is being placed on them, it's quite difficult recovering as
Mm.
compared to men. You know,
I see.
our system is so different. Our system is so different. Yeah, yeah. But with women, they are too emotional. It has to take time. Like, yeah, take time before they recover. So I think she's right. Right. So that's my input.
Okay. I think it's not really based on the emotions per se, because emotions come in different ranges, but it comes in the sense of, I think I mentioned this already, culture. even when you look at basic levels in terms of schooling, in case of teenage pregnancy or early parenthood, the one who goes back to school is the dad or the young boy. Usually the girl will hide somewhere or would stay away from school because of the whole judgment of you've gone to get pregnant at such a young age. It's a whole bunch of you are the dirty one. They are forgetting that it's two ways. It's not just one person does it, and somehow the organism works that way. It doesn't work that way. I hope you're getting it. It's more of as we are bred, it's more of you are the girl, you stay clean, but you are the boy, you should experiment and get experience. So it's not necessarily based on the emotions, it's based on how we are raised as a people and what we regard as important and what is wrong and what is moral. Mr. Charles, what would you say?
This issue, truthfully, women will find it very difficult coming out because the societal machinations all works against them when it comes to things like that.
Yeah.
A man and a woman will be caught, and in the next 3 days, the man's case is dead, and the woman is all around,
Yeah.
being chewed like chewing stick. So women really suffer. It's not because, though they are emotional, the society also makes the wound last for too long. And that is
Exactly.
what makes it difficult for them to overcome. If someone is emotional and the person goes through a trauma or a difficult time, you don't spend energy hitting on the negative, but you rather find something positive around the person and then help the person come out. But here in our society, the moment it's about sex, it is a woman who will see who is pregnant, and therefore it is a woman's fault.
Yeah.
Even if in some cases when women are raped, they are blamed for it.
Yes, a lot of cases actually.
So it's our society and how our society looks at things. And so you see that the woman is not just battling the effect or what actually happened. The woman is battling the society around, the environment that is working against her. And that makes it difficult for that woman to actually overcome that particular act. It is not the act that may be affecting her, but the society around that is rather pushing her into a tight area which she'll struggle to come out of.
Yes, I agree. Even it relates in terms of even in marriage where people are struggling to come out or be tagged as they are divorced because of the whole fear of how can you be a woman and let your marriage fail, or how can you know, marry somebody, have children with a person and expect another man to marry. It's a whole bunch of it's allowed for one party, but it's not allowed for the other party. So I don't really agree that it's really emotions. So would anyone like to add something, or should we move on to the next question?
I think that we should do more of education on those things because, sorry to say, someone getting pregnant is not a sin, or it's not something that hasn't happened before. But it's like when, as you said, divorce or something like that happens, they blame the woman for it. But you don't know what the woman is going through in the house. You are
Yeah.
sitting yourself for. And so the only thing is that she's a born one, she's a born two, she has children and all that. Forgetting
Mm,
that these children have fathers.
yeah.
So
Six.
sometimes I think that we should be fair enough to our women sometimes, even though sometimes to you may struggle to understand some of the things the ladies are saying, but I think we don't listen well enough, and that is why we sometimes judge the women wrongly.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for your inputs. Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Let's assume there's this pregnant girl who is at the final level going to
Mm-hmm.
write an egg. let's say let me use the BEC for an example, like a BEC candidate and she get pregnant. The society allow her write a paper or go to the house, go and deliver and rejoin the next batch to come and write the final exams.
Okay, so I have a personal experience. I have a friend who got pregnant, and not in BEC though, like WASI, she was allowed to write it, and all the teachers were informed that she was. And so when it comes to the time where they have to search you to enter, they will take her separately and then search her. It's more of like some form. It was a girls' school, so they were not so judgy. But then I've heard of other cases where the person is so scared, the person hides it all the time because even the female teachers would point hands at you and judge you. And even I've heard of stories where even when you're a young girl, especially in JHS, and you get pregnant and go to the hospital, they would really maltreat you because they feel like you're a bad girl. But the whole thing is most of these people that I know, most of the men who got them pregnant are actually way older. Way older. So at times they are allowed to write, but the whole point of ish, this teacher is going to point hands at me and then be like, I said it all, and finally she's done it, or stuff like that. It prevents them from going. But in terms of school wise, I'm not really sure the school prevents you from writing it. But does anybody have anything to say?
I think that depends on the level of the pregnancy. So maybe if it's at the early stages, and maybe doctors advise to per movement and all complications, it will all have effects on whether the person will be able to write or not. But I don't think that, because I learned the current BC that just ended, from one region, there were a number of people who were pregnant, but they were allowed to write. So I don't think the school stops you from writing, but it will depend on your health and or other factors too that will have to come to play.
Yeah, your health actually matters a lot.
Oh, the thing is, if you can write, you will be allowed to write it. Because since time immemorial, there is no law banning a pregnant person from not writing basic education certificate examination or WASI. There's no law that is banning anyone. Every child has the right to go write their BECE or their WASI, whether she's pregnant or you have to be of sound mind. That is the only thing. As a child, the child has to be of sound mind. So when a child is pregnant, she's allowed to go write. It is a crucial moment. Even with this just ended BC, one of the students gave birth. Had it? Yes, she was in labor. She had to give birth whilst writing the exam. Yes. So
Yes.
there's no law banning student or people from writing if you're pregnant.
All
Okay,
right.
Benita, have we answered your question? Would you like to? I think it's what's a follow-up thing you
No,
wanted to.
everything has been clarified is well answered. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, then let's move on to our next question. Are powerful women often reduced to who they are dating?
Well,
Apart
can I
from
go?
use who they are dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who would like to
Okay.
start first?
Okay, so a powerful woman reduced to who they are dating. I think it's both genders because most times your partner plays a very significant role in whatever you do, whether you're a celebrity, you're a politician, you're a businessman, or an entrepreneur. Your partner plays a role. So yes, as a powerful woman, you can't just go with any junkie. You can't just go dating or married to someone who is just living anyhow. Psychologically, you wouldn't have the mind to even um be in your position. So your partner has to be someone who is who is solid. So yes,
Yes.
if you can't just go dating just any person. So imagine Hanabisi, NDC Women's Organizer, or Carlson Scenario, who is now Spain's ambassador. Let's say she's not married and she's dating some upcoming artist from Jellicoe.
You shouldn't do that.
So no, I'm sorry, but
Oh,
I just
it's fine. It's fine.
yes, I just want you to look at this, or she's dating some fraud guy be somewhere. What? Oh come on, you now you won't have the, no matter how much you may be hiding it. Oh no, you can't just, yeah, there are women bodies who are politicians, but that's the, you can't just date anybody. Simple. You just have to date someone who is who is a person of caliber. Let me put it that way.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Charles, would you like to add something?
Thank you. Let me disagree with the lady on this. Let me take a different angle. Are we all not the same people who say love is in the eyes of the beholder?
Yeah.
So why should someone's relationship be our headache? You see, for me, I don't know, like I'm the person that thinks that people should be free to have the relationships they want to have, regardless of the positions they hold.
Nice.
So
What?
assuming
I'm sorry.
assuming
That came
that
out.
assuming that you are married to someone, let's say the person is completed JHS and you met a person and the person's English and those things is not really up the hill, okay? And you end up rising to the level of, let's say, a minister or something, where people troop into your house every now and then. And you think that because I'm in a relationship with this person and I'm not, the person's not matching up to my social status anymore, that becomes a problem. I think that has also actually be a reason why people break their marriages, because they think that the social class has changed and so they have to break their marriage and all that. But for me, if you want to be in a relationship with whoever, feel free and be in a relationship with that person, provided you are happy and you can do my job for me. Because I have employed you as a public servant, as a leader in a country, to do a job. If you think that, excuse my language, you are okay with the shoemaker, you are okay with the barber, you are okay with the truck pusher, whoever you are okay with, that is your choice. Go home, have peace, wake up, come do my job, and that is the end. It will affect you if you want the society to dictate to you how to relate to other people because of your position. And if you see your position as I am up there and all the other people are down there, that is where we have problem. We see leadership as an entitlement, and so we can't get into the level of some other people, and we end up frustrating ourselves all with other issues. But hey, feel free, date whoever you want to date, have fun, just have your peace of mind to do the job you have been asked to do, and we are good to go. If you think psychologically it will drain you, then look for the class you are in, and then you are good to go. I don't see why your relationship with someone should reduce you to a nothing because of that person. Unless that person is also not supportive and you're not getting your peace of mind, then you have a reason or you have a problem. My
Mr.
hammer.
Ebenezer. Mm-hmm.
I want to counter her. Can I?
Yeah, you can. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think is it Charles?
Yes.
Yes, Charles. I think you misunderstood me a bit.
Yeah.
What I am saying is that as a powerful woman of substance, you hold a high position. And I like the part where he said you have been elected as a public servant to occupy a certain position. Remember that your spouse will also play a role. So I'm not saying that the person got married to a shoemaker, got married to a person of society who is not of a certain class. No. With time, that person should have been polished by then. Do you understand me? The person should have been polished by then to suit the class that that powerful woman should be in. She's not going to be a cobbler forever. She's not going to be a track pusher forever. So are you saying that because you sell tomatoes in the streets, you continue to be selling tomatoes on top of table for 40 years? And I've risen the ladder to a certain, then there is I'm not making any impact in the life of my partner. Do you understand me? So I am saying that get as someone as powerful as you with a certain authority in society, and then you'll be found mingling with a fraud person, which is crime. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying certain words, but I'm saying that you are involving with crime, a fraud boy, a scammer, with somebody who is not socially sound, or probably who is not sound, or who is not of sound mind. So you can't be somebody and then be reduced to dating just anybody. That is what I mean. But I'm not saying you do not have the right to love anyone that you want to love. If I love you, I should be able to impact your life before I get into a position. So I am making sure that in the next 1 or 2 years, you should be able to graduate to a certain level. You will not be a cobbler forever. Okay, thank you.
Thank you too. I would like
That's a
something
point
from
well
Mr.
made.
Ebenezer now.
Mr. Charles, you can go ahead, and when you are done, then I'll come in.
Okay, so that's a point well made. So I agree with you that if you love someone, you should make an impact in their lives and things. But if you're up there, all I'm saying is that your happiness matters. Whoever you are happy with,
If
go with the
I'm up
person.
there is no way I'm going to meet a shoemaker on the street and say I fall in love. It only happens to movies. What are you telling me? That I am driving my Range Rover or my G-Wagon and I'm passing through East Legon and I'm meeting a common cobbler and he's doing what? And I'm falling in love? Oh, come on, that's a movie. That is a Nigerian Hollywood movie.
It could be that the shoemaker person you are seeing is a certificate holder. Just that it's a situation that came. That is why he's
You know
doing
this
that.
is not feasible, my dear.
So
You know
once,
it's not feasible.
listen,
You know it's
listen.
not feasible. The kind of person you are determines the kind of people you meet. That's what I want you to understand. I am driving every day. I meet ambassadors and I'm going to meet a cobbler. And so are you telling me? I'm going to meet a shoemaker? I'm going to meet a track pusher? Is that what you're telling me? But from the beginning that you said that we found love from the beginning, that's fine. By then, I found love 15, 20 years later. I should be able to graduate my husband to a certain level. But I'm saying that if me, as I am in a high position, I can't be found dating a scam or just anybody, which is a crime by the laws that I hold dear, by the oath I have taken to serve my office. So
He's having the money. He got the money. Got the money.
I've got money, so I will be where money is, my dear. As I am here, that's why he did not invite me to his automobile, because who am I? So you see, the rich roll with the rich. Come on. Like, just just don't. That's Nollywood movie, please. Thank you.
Okay. um, so my input is that once you dated or once you had a relationship with a person from the beginning before you had that political position, right? Now, the moment you, as a woman, the woman you attain that position, okay, as my colleagues rightfully said, no, that is not the time for you to, give up on your relationship. If your guy is maybe having a low, or is doing maybe having a work that is not of world standard, that is the time for you to, upgrade the person. Okay, have to upgrade the person. So I'll use the vice president as an example. You know, uh, it was recently that she became the vice president. Okay, and I think she has been a vice chancellor and other academia discipline holder. Okay, and looking at the background of the husband too, he's also in the same field. Yeah, but just that his rank is not equally the same as the woman. Okay, so now that she's a vice president, okay, that is not the time for her to, look down on her husband. Okay, and that is the time for her to also upgrade the husband. If maybe the husband also want to enter into politics, she can support him to also become any political holder he want to find himself. So basically that's it. But as Ellen was saying, if you are now meeting the person, it's quite difficult. But if you began with a person, it's different. It's different. So yeah, that's my thought on that.
Okay. I think you guys have said it all to a certain degree. For me, this question more relates to in terms of morality. And I think I'll pick a bit from what Miss Ellen said, that if the person is involved in, crime, that probably something that's it's quite known, maybe corruption. And everybody knows that this your man you're dating is very, very wicked in that sense. Then that's a problem. But in terms of the person's career and the person's career level, I think I agree with Mr. Charles. People should be allowed to love who they want to love and to build relationships and families with who they want to build relationships with. So I would ask my fifth question now. Does the fear of judgment stop young women from entering politics? I think I would like Miss Ellen to start with this for me then. And maybe I'll get some from the guys.
Okay, yeah, I think practically, I'll use myself as an example. So I've loved politics. So I told the learn of communications and also journalism a bit at point. I've always wanted to be a journalist. So let's say I have had a chance to be with politicians, but at a certain point I'm like, hey, these people are not truthful. So like, how am I going to get into an environment where they are not being truthful? Like, you just don't have to be truthful. Like, you just have to have a certain degree of untruthfulness to be at a certain radar. Yes. So, and then secondly, I told someone to help me join the political party where I can, do, because I'm very good, I'm articulate, this and that. And he was like, hey, they'll chop you. And I'm like, why would they chop me? I was like, even I can introduce you to someone, but before that, I've been eyeing you for some time, so I have to chop you first. So, yes. So that alone made me call back and just put that dream into a box and shove it down my bed, and didn't want to be part of anything like that. Because if I have to join a political party, if I want to do politics and come and be talking and doing all those things just to defend what is right and all that, and then I would have to be chopped along the way. Chop? Why? I be meat. I'll be chopped on the chopping board. So I'm like, no. So it's yes, there's some sort of fear for young. I was my 20s when that happened. I was like, oh, I really want to be. I just want somewhere that I could start, or where I could be part of the political party. And I just said, so that was what he put in me. So I was like, okay, so all the women that have been part of politics, is this what they do? Like, is that how it happens? So yes. And at the end of the day, I was sharing, and then the women that were already there, they were saying a whole lot of things about them. Oh, they got there on the merit of sleeping with the big men before you can be able to go there. So the fear of being judged, like, oh,
Yeah.
she got to the top because she slept with so and so, so she was recommended. That kind of thing. So I was like, so if I have to go into this thing and this is what I have to deal with, then why should I go ahead? Let me just let it be.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's real. The fear of being judged, the fear of not getting to a certain point, maybe by merit, and then somebody saying that, oh, she got to that height because she has to sleep her way through. She has
Yeah.
to do something, Yeah. For men, yeah, everybody would think that they don't sleep their way through. The only thing they have to is to be corrupt. Yeah. But once it is a woman, oh, she slept with her. There is no way. The way, how confident people are in their ignorance. There is no way she can get to that position all by herself. What does she have? Where is she from? Like, there's a whole lot to it. It's a whole cartel, So, but I'm not giving up though.
You shouldn't.
You don't have to.
So yes, there's some fear.
Yeah.
Seeing is
There is.
you enter into it and see if it is true.
Yes, I think I'm taking it calmly. So the moment somebody will say bring for to bed golf, that's when I'll be like,
Yeah.
let's see how it goes. Now I think by then I wasn't mature enough. By now I can be able to defend myself. You understand? Yes, I can be able to defend myself. If somebody wants to do something, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not powerful, I will be crying. No, I wouldn't cry. We all cry together.
I really understand what you're trying to say, and this is how I am. If I'm going to do something and you put fear into me, I'm not afraid. I'll go and do the thing and see the outcome.
Mhm.
Give you the feedback. That is how I am.
That's a
So
good
I don't
thing.
get scared. I don't get scared at all.
Yeah.
Because it might
So,
be that whatever I'm going to venture into it, maybe the person is jealous. One. Maybe the person want to discourage me from going higher.
Yeah.
So these are my major two reasons.
I
And
think a third
yes,
reason would be that sometimes it's because they themselves fear. Yeah, advices are not necessarily set in stone. Situations also show if the advice is actually workable for your situation. So sometimes it's what they face and that's all they know. So they use their fear to, advise you in terms of, yeah, don't go, don't go, it's this, it's that, it's that. Yeah, it's fear too. Mr.
and
Charles was about to say something.
probably a fourth one will be that maybe they also ventured and failed, so they think everyone else will fail.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's
So
true. Like what you just said, that is so true, because the person who told me that, I saw that he didn't have any ambitions of going to politics, and he wished he would have been in politics. But as a young woman, and then I want to be in the politics, like it felt like he didn't want me there. He felt I'll be more powerful. I'll become powerful. You know, some people just read you and say, this person, if I give her the chance, she's going to be fire. So let me limit her. So, like,
People
if
have
I
that
had,
time.
yeah, if I had someone else who had given me courage, because I quite remember that there was a pageant. I'm sorry, there was a pageant that it was a first ever pageant I was holding. It was a festival pageant. Then I was like, I had an upper hand because by then I was working at a very vantage point. So I said, I really want to take part in the pageant. Then there was this older woman. She was like, I wish I had money. I would have, you would do well. You would do good. You see, that was what she told me. But there was this guy who was asking me out. She was like, hey, you cannot do this thing. No? Do you know that? You know that the king's the king's daughter is part, and then you have no chance. I hated that guy for everything. That was the reason why I'm bouncing. And I'm so happy I'm bouncing. I'm bouncing in the name of Jesus. So yes, people fear that you're going to be more powerful, so they try to dim your light. And I hate it when someone wants to suppress me. Oh my god.
Still on the topic, would any of you want to add anything to it? Maybe Mr. Charles
Okay,
or Mr. Ebenezer?
a bit of addition. You see, fear is something that we have maximized so much that it's limiting our abilities. I
Yes.
tell people that fear actually is a strength, it's not a weakness. The
Really?
thing you are afraid of, yes. For me, fear is a strength. The fear in failure should give you the strength to try, because not trying itself is failure. So if you are afraid of something, you are afraid of because people will say something and you are afraid. Hey, you not trying itself is fear. So why not you face the fear and try? So people trying to discourage you, put fear in you over certain things, I see it as you, the human being, should know yourself, one, know your ambitions, know your strength. Go for what is yours and forget about what other people are saying. The fact that someone started something and failed doesn't mean you cannot succeed in it. I mean,
Yeah,
we are all different. We all have different destinies.
I agree with you. I think for most part, I've been comfortable with the fact that everybody's journey is different, and I don't know when my journey ends, in the sense that I don't know when I die. So maybe I'll just do what I really want to pursue than live in fear. So the next question is, are female politicians expected to dress modestly to be respected?
Well, can I begin?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. I think that dressing well cuts across. It should not be the expectation of women dressing well. The men should also dress well. And sometimes I ask the question, when we say dressing well, what do we mean? What actually are we judging that this person is dressed well and this person is not? Is it the beauty of the dress, how elegant the dress is, or what actually are we looking at for? Because just recently, my senior spoke about the vice president, and people speak about her and that she wears dresses, that the dresses are not nice and things like that. And I'm like, so I mean, what are we actually looking out for? Someone who will go and use our money to buy expensive clothes and come and wear and show us that yes, she's not a vice president or she now has a position or what. So dressing well, we should have a clear definition of what we are looking out for as dressing well. That is one. And then two, dressing well cuts across. As a leader, your dressing speaks. As a leader, every single thing about you communicates, including your dressing, how you appear. And so it cuts across. There is you are addressed how you dress. How you dress determines how you are addressed. And so whether you are a man, a woman, whatever, your appearance should match whatever has been assigned to you, and you should appear in that light. And I
Yes.
think that's good for us all.
Mm. Thank you for that. I think you've largely covered everything. So we'll
Yeah,
move on to the next topic.
he
Or
has done
if
it all.
mm. So the next question is public focus on their personal lives, so the women's personal lives, a distraction from real issues. Mr. Beneza, would you like to answer this for me, please?
Please come again with the question.
Okay. Is the public focus on the personal lives of women a distraction from real issues?
Okay, so I think the public most of the times play both roles as going into real issues, and sometimes they also I mean look into the business aspects. Yes. Yeah, I think it's partial. That is what I would say.
Okay. Would any of you like to add on, please?
Yes, really. Yeah.
Mm.
I think when it comes to Ghana, I think we are both Ghana and Nigeria, right? So I think in Ghana, most people are concentrated on the person's personal life. Sometimes the things that they are not supposed to be discussing is what they are discussing. Oh, this woman, she doesn't even have a husband. Why is she trying to? If you're not married in this part of the world, you can't be a counselor, especially a marriage counselor, because you can't give advice. It's just like a poor man giving advice at a family meeting.
Yeah.
Supposed to be carrying table and chair and canopy. You're not supposed to give advice. Nobody takes a poor man's advice because you're poor. But the issue is a lot of times we delve more into people's personal life here than what they have to offer. For example, I watched a flight today, which I think is from Uganda or something. The man was carrying a baby, and the reason why he was carrying a baby is that they say the opponent does not have a child. I think that's child. Yes, I think that's childish. So a lot of times people concentrate or are more focused on people's personal life. They judge them because of their personal life rather than what they will be able to do or what they are doing. Some people can carry the person's family matter. Oh, the son is a vagabond, the son is smoking, the son is doing this, rather than what the person is doing. Let me deviate a bit. In the religious world here in Ghana, Archbishop Duncan Williams' son, one of his sons, at the time had some crisis and a lot of issues, and he was doing so many things. He came out to say a lot of things, and people were more focused on that negative part than what Archbishop Duncan Williams has done over the years. They make it look as if those people they are not human. There's no blood in them. They are robotic. They are planned to do just some things. But I think if we focus more on what people are able to deliver, what people are able to do, they will do more than focusing on their personal life. You understand? So personal life now plays a lot of roles. Yes, I know that once you become a public figure, most of your personal things are put out there. But let's not focus on the personal stuff that is happening than what they can be able to do. If they are able to solve inflation, let's allow them solve inflation. If they're able to bring the economy to a certain, like just recently, people were saying, comparing our former president's son, a daughter with the son of the current president, that the former president's daughter use our money to go and do Nsiomuna. And then the current president is reviving boxing. Both children are doing well in their respective field to me. So that is not what we should be sitting on and say, where did he get the money? Where did he get the money? Saying the father is rich. The father is not a pauper. Because if he was to be a pauper, he wouldn't be president in the first place. He has a rich uncle for status. And what he's doing is something that is helping. So what is the big deal? That is where I didn't get it for Ghanaians. They were more interested in where the boy got the money than the dwindling and the falling of the Ghana boxing. A sport that was almost dead. They were more focused on that. So I think being focused is something that they should be more focused on. How do you call it? What the people are doing, how beneficial it is for us than their personal lives. Thank you.
Thank you too. I think you listed some very important points. Even I believe in Kenya some time back, it was a whole bunch of, before they listen to you, they would ask, are you a married woman? Like when you go on campaigns and stuff like that. So they are more focused on your life than what policies are you bringing? Can you actually implement them? So I think it sort of goes in line with what you previously said. So we'll move on to our next question, which is our last question. So what role do female politicians themselves play in managing this perception?
Okay, so and all this is perception from, I think, from 1 to 7. I think what we need as a female politician, like when it comes to the issue of being modest in how we do things, is sorry, sorry. When they as a politician or as a female politician, there is much that you're expected to do. There is much that everybody is expecting from you, from your family, from your personal life, from what you give to society, how you handle yourself, whatever you do. Everyone is expecting something from you. So you have to as well make sure that whatever you do, you are carrying people along. So people are being carried in your imagination. They say, okay, so if you want to dress, wear a short skirt with your big tie. Do you think that if you wear short skirt with your big tie as a public figure, you are going to address female students in a high school somewhere? Do you think that is good? That's just an example. Or you take any action, you have to make sure that what I'm going to do, I'm not doing it for myself, because once you become a public figure, you're a public person. You're for the public. That's why it is a civil servant. You're for the civilian. You're for us. Whatever you do, you have to carry us along in your imagination that it is going to let a lot of people be affected emotionally, psychologically, physically. So an old man told me before I went on radio, because before I did radio, he said that before you come on radio, you have to know that there's a retired educationist listening, there's a child listening, there is a teacher listening, there is a grammarian listening to you, and then the first time you speak on radio is the day you'll be loved or you'll be hated. So that is your choice to make. You have to make sure that you do it and you do it well. So that's where I took the key from. So whatever you're going to do, you don't just make some gestures, you don't just speak anyhow. You have to be composed, you have to be articulate, you have to make sure that whatever I am doing is for the good.
Those are really powerful words. Thank you so much. Mr. Charles, would you like to add something before we close?
Yeah, thank you very much, Miss Ellen. You've said a lot, and
Thank
I
you.
think that women themselves sometimes become a problem to themselves when it comes to managing perception about women. So most of the women tend to be protective of where they are instead of addressing the holistic issue that involves women. And so it makes it difficult for other people to also rise through and all that. So I think that women should find more interest in matters that borders on women and the well-being of women. That's the first thing. And also, women should be more intentional about every single thing and every single step. The thing you are doing today that you think is nothing will be something tomorrow. So don't just say this one is a person, so I just do it and I walk out and that is all. No, that is not all. Whatever you do today is a seed you've sown, which will definitely grow tomorrow. And so women more intentional and careful. Listen, the men will come your way with all the frustration and the disturbances. But know that when the issue happens, the men will go and sit down and still push everything on you. So you have to have that at the back of your mind. I'm a man saying this myself.
Thank
So
you.
that is something that women should understand. And we should educate the young ones coming, especially, that it is not all flashy. So you want to get up there and you want to get up the career, and so you want to do just anything to get up the career. It doesn't work like that. People will be ready to offer you the shortcuts by all means, ill-gotten means, but that shortcut will come back and bite you when you are up there. And so we should start educating the young ones also that, hey, there's no shortcut getting up the ladder. And so they have to be more intentional about growing through life and making sure that they are groomed for whatever they are preparing themselves for. And that will also help a lot in our body politics. I think that if women become more intentional and more focused on bringing substantive issues to the discussion table, as I've seen some women raise in parliament lately, this will be it will send a signal that, hey, it is no more about the men, it is about the substance. But if they will also reduce themselves to always discussing the gossips and all those things and going to parliament and you are just quiet and receiving the salaries, and when you are asked, you say I work at a committee level, we don't see you at a committee level. So wherever you are, make sure you are seen, make sure you are heard. Whatever is in your head, say it out. Let other people know what you are thinking. Let them know what you know. I think the women keep quiet too much, thinking that, oh, the men have said it all. No. What the men said, they've said what they think. Say yours. Let yours also resonate. Let us hear your voice as well. And that will also send a signal that the women are also ready to contribute. Don't just tell us that I'm working at the committee level and I'm doing this and I'm blah, blah, blah. No. And I think that will go a long way to help the women also up their game when it comes to our body politics in Ghana. Our body politics in Ghana is very rough. And if you are not careful as a woman, you'll be thrown under the bus and the men will drive the car over you. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you so much for your contributions, all of you. Thank you so much for your perspectives. We've come to an end of another discussion. We hope to see you next week, God willing. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.